now listening to The Nasty Table, the premier source for tabletop role-playing actual play. Now come on in, relax, and pull up a seat to The Nasty Table. Last session at the Nasty Table.
They found a body out in Statterley Park, essentially the top half of a small torso. Moving this to a coroner would be a feat of engineering. It's tough to tell not only how long ago the deceased, but also its age. It's pretty easy to determine that this is a male.
What's up?
Who's squeaking? Got a homicide downtown, bar down there.
Mr. Newton.
Bobby stood up, pushed Mark. Mark punched him, and he just dropped like a sack of potatoes. I asked why a loser like him is drinking alone. Oh, wait, what the?
You're just being detained. Not having this conversation on the side of the street.
So, session 2.
That was a fast 2 weeks. My goodness.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It really does, dude. God, what were we doing again?
Oh, man.
1084 Cavalry Club, 1084 turns into a 1072. 1072. 10-1, 10-1.
Oh my god. 21.
For the listeners, he has a sheet of police 10 codes in front of him, and he's having a whale of a time. Session 2 of LFVCU. What were we doing last session? Can I get a little recap from the table there?
People died.
Actually, you know what?
We had a 1072.
Let's stop that
We
one
had
right
a
now.
1072. We had two 1072s. Two. That's a dead person.
We, first of all, I mean, you four were introduced to 3 new characters, you know, and with experience in tabletop role-playing, it's very weird when you're first introduced to a character. Because if you skip, like, 10 sessions in, you're like, oh, well, that's so-and-so. Like, I know that guy. But, like, these are brand new characters to you. So, I would like to see everybody else's impression of each character. So, starting with old Nicky over here. What no.
What?
You quiet. What do you three who's Detective Jerry Flores? Who is this guy?
Well, Detective Flores is Ray's partner.
That's true.
Yo, that is so true, bro.
He's Ray's partner.
Like,
now,
so, like, actually true.
he seems to Ray a little kind of like wired in a funny off-kilter way, but Ray is a good Southern boy, and a lot of people strike him that way. So he kind of turns a blind eye to it. He thinks he's a good partner.
Roy likes Jerry. Yeah, he's
Well, not even you know what Roy thinks. What does Alex think about Jerry Flores?
Okay. I think he's a straight to the point kind of guy. Maybe at times a little faster paced than what my character is used to in Minnesota. But yeah, straight to the point kind of dude.
I think that Jerry's somebody that we need in a police force. Because if it's 4 guys,
What,
5
a kiss
guys,
ass?
No. If it's
Don't
5
look at me
guys,
like that.
Jerry a kiss ass?
Is there anything I can do for you, Lieutenant?
No, that's not what. No, that wasn't how it was.
Oh my
That wasn't how
God.
it was. He was pissed because
Because they got the first look?
he wanted to fucking see what was going on down by the fucking river, man. He wanted to fucking know.
That's how I
Jerry
took
knows.
it.
Jerry knows shit goes down
He's
by the
way.
river. That's where the shit pops off.
Every night, send me to the river, boss. Send me to the river.
Anything going on in the river tonight? No, I mean,
You're
like,
gonna send them to the river?
I could do whatever, but like, is there anything at the river right now?
Jerry is the opposite of that. He don't give a fuck about the lieutenant. He thinks he should be the fucking lieutenant. 100%. And he wants to be on every fucking case. Passionate about it.
All right.
That's sick.
What about old Ray Hoyt there?
I think Ray is a pretty good, hearty Southern man. You know.
He shot his TV last session with a gun.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No one saw that.
That was,
No, nobody
Alex.
saw that.
Alex saw that.
Oh
though.
yeah,
Yeah, true. That's right. Yeah, there's a little
keep it real calm.
suspense developing for you, Ray.
Around everyone, keep it real calm.
Yeah,
Real collected.
and Alex is concerned about Ray's dog. You know. So yeah, that's my perspective
That's
on Ray
fair.
so far.
Any other thoughts on old little Raymond Hoyt there?
Loose cannon cop. He doesn't play by the rules. He plays by his own rules. Sometimes you gotta respect that.
Oh yeah.
I really like Ray so far. I think he comes off super respectful, but he's got something behind him. You know what I mean? There's just something about him. You know, he comes off so like I said, calm, but
He just really hates The Godfather.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I like him. I think he's a cool character so far.
Didn't see a lot out of Detective O'Connor last session. Not a lot of stuff. But he bought a little gift for his partner there. His partner's niece.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was weird.
I didn't buy it.
I thought it was very.
Shit was
kind,
fucking
to be
weird.
honest.
My wife bought it.
Yeah.
I would have got him a gift.
I like Caleb. I think that there's some social awkwardness going on in Caleb. I feel, and maybe some like secondhand embarrassment. But yeah, I don't know. I still got to develop.
I don't think that was intentional. I think that's just Finn.
Damn. But
We got all gotta get the jitters out.
yeah.
And what about old good boy Roy over there? Sarge.
Roy to me comes off like just the man on the job. Like he's clearly the sergeant. You know what I mean? He knows all the cops. Were you local? I forget.
Yeah, I've been working in the Linwood Falls VCU for like 10. It was actually just 10 years about a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that party was for.
Okay.
I was remembering. So, yeah, there was a. I told you, Joe, but he had like a 10 year
Yeah.
like party at his house, like about a month ago. So.
Good boss vibes.
Good boss.
Good boss
Cool,
vibes.
cool boss.
Good boss vibes.
Cool.
That's what I'm getting from it.
So talk to me about these two cases.
Fucking river monster incident, basically, and then suspicious knockout fucking death situation. So they're both quite weird.
We got two 1072s.
We do have two 1070s.
If I had a nickel for every 1072 we had.
Yeah, but what'd your 1072 start at?
a 1084, which is a fight.
True.
Now here's my issue with our situation with Ray and Jerry is like, it's weird to me that it's a 16-year-old kid. I don't know. I just think that's weird. I think that's weird for a 16-year-old kid, again, like with the 30, unless the 30-year-old was, there's something weird's going on.
This is not to preview, but this is, I think, as an interrogation, we can press in a little bit to how Mark Nicholson, the boy, got his drinks, how him and his group interacted with the bartender, because things didn't seem all there with that situation. And as we know, the establishment...
But he does have a fake ID.
The establishment is always the enabler in the drinking situations when things go out of hand. On the law side of things,
you're right.
correct?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So there's an angle we
already
have to
have-
take about the bartender. And, I mean, you weren't in the conversation, Jerry, but you heard when Ray was talking to the bartender,
I did,
asking him about his financial troubles and
Yeah.
why you have to serve drinks to people that aren't allowed to get
Yeah.
drinks. There's a reason you're doing it.
Right. But does it have anything to do with the fight? It's one punch. That's not like
It's
that's
true,
not normal.
but again, arguing from the law, if that wouldn't happened, the fight wouldn't have happened. You know. those
So
kids
there's
wouldn't
a-
have been.
there's
Those
a
kids
few-
wouldn't have been there.
Yeah,
They wouldn't.
There's a few, like, one specific question I want to ask him is, where the fuck did his kids go? Or his kids.
Oh yeah, we got to
where-
find out about his crew.
Where'd all the other?
Yeah.
Yeah, where'd all the other kids go?
They weren't there. They
No.
weren't at the scene.
Why was it just Mark? I mean, yeah, he threw the punch, but all of those. I
Yeah, they
mean,
must have fled.
They just
right?
dipped. Yeah.
Dude, they dipped. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Unless Mark was like,
Going crazy.
I got it.
Or unless they were like,
Don't
yo,
worry.
Mark is like going haywire right now. We gotta like fuck this guy. We're
No, something fishy. That's all I know. Right now,
And,
we gotta get to the bottom of it.
So how about this corpse in the river?
I think one of the only things that one of the only thoughts that I had when you were talking about how there was a serrated cut around the arm that looked
On the wrist.
or the wrist. I thought you were talking about the arm, like where it wasn't a finished cut.
No, like
Oh.
the severance of the hand.
Mhm.
There are serration marks around the wrist.
Okay, serration marks. Was it like a clean cut, or is it kind of like?
Serration. That's jagged. First thoughts would be
fucking
saw,
Yeah.
sawzall, something
River
like that.
monster
or it was ripped off.
by a river monster.
You'd have to use some sort of microscope analysis to really take a look at these cuts, but it definitely doesn't look like.
Nothing that I've ever seen from like fish or anything trying to eat a body.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay,
And how long has that body been in there?
I don't know.
We don't know.
Joe
we never
mentioned
did like
15 weeks or something,
What?
but it could have been longer or shorter.
No, I mean, well, that was just an example
yeah.
to try and.
I think the consensus is we don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's
All
tough
right.
to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, advanced decomposition. It wasn't last night. It wasn't a week ago. You're looking somewhere longer than a week and a half.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
I feel it's pretty dead end right now because, we don't have the technology as we do in 2023. But yeah, I think that the next steps are just report it, get a coroner, see what else comes from it.
Do we have any missing persons?
Well, that's definitely an avenue that you can explore.
Yep.
And then the last thing that I wanted to touch on is these partners. I know that it especially came up last session because, Roy, you don't really have anything in forensics, where
No.
Detective O'Connor's does. So, do you guys make up for each other in these partners? Because for people listening, last session or the session prior to that when we actually made these characters, these partnerships were assigned at random. So, is there skill sets that our other partners are lacking? Like our other set of partners here? Is there anything that you guys don't have covered?
I can't ride a horse for shit. And you've got that down.
I look at a body and I might think
what do you
it's
mean?
alive
Like, what
still,
I don't
so.
have? Like, I don't have
Me and
heavy machinery. I don't have history.
Me and Jerry really didn't get to explore.
Yeah, we
the
didn't roll too
options.
much. So
But I think just to say that, not to give away what all my skills
Mhm.
are, Ray is definitely more of a conversational. Not like hit rolls on conversation,
Yeah.
but he tries to probe the conversation to get information out himself.
Gotcha. All right. When we left off last session, our partners Ray and Jerry were heading back to the station with a detainee in the back of their car, but instead we're going to start with Detective O'Connor's and Sergeant McNeil. Sergeant McNeil, you were heading towards the security hut for the park there to use the telephone. Making your way up, you can see that there's lights that are kind of set up inside. The door is unlocked, and you can see another person wearing similar clothing to the game warden, but a little bit different, sitting behind the counter. Looks like he's writing notes or something.
Yeah, walk up to him. Excuse me, how you doing? I'm Sergeant McNeil over at Linwood Falls Police Department. I'm sure you're aware of what your coworker has reported to us.
Yeah. John told me. I wanted to stay here to monitor anything else that was going on. So
Okay, gotcha. Did you see the body by any chance?
no, I did not.
Okay. Well, you got a phone?
Yeah, absolutely. And he kind of points over to the rotary phone that's there. And what call do you place?
I want to dial 911. No, I'm just playing. I want to call my.
There's a body!
Lieutenant, where? No, I'm just playing.
1072.
I want to call the lieutenant. Though I do want to call the station.
Yes, Lieutenant Longo.
Okay.
And it rings once, and picks up. Lieutenant Longo.
Hey, Lieutenant. It's Sergeant McNeil. Just wanted to give you an update on the 1072. Sorry, I like saying that. 1072. All right. There's been an update on the 1072. Don't need to give you as many details as I will when I'm in the office, but would you mind sending over a coroner?
Yeah, what state's the body in?
Several limbs are missing. We noticed that there was an obvious cut, perhaps from a potential perpetrator on the wrist. The hand, I should mention, is missing.
And as you're like talking into the phone, you see the guy behind the counter, just like all the color leaves his face.
God. I turn and look at him, and I'm just like, "Yep." And well, that's about it. I would say.
So, how bad's the water damage to the corpse?
It's pretty bad. It must have sat here. O'Connor's didn't give me an exact time, but it's been a while since it sat in this water.
All right. Should I tell the coroner that he should expect a field autopsy instead of bringing it back to the morgue?
Please, if you could.
Okay. All right. I'll send him over right away.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Over and out.
All right. Click.
Gotcha.
I turned to the guy that I just horrified, and I said, I just want to let you know, next time you go walking down by the river and do your routinely checks, make sure you go with a buddy or your other coworker. Lock this place up, leave it tight, but just to stay safe, it's probably best that way.
And he nods.
All right. Cool. That's it. Walk out. I go over and back to O'Connor.
While he was doing this, is there any rocks by around here?
Oh yeah,
I can see.
Yeah.
What I want to do is, with my best ability to not get hypothermia, I want to try to make like almost like a dam where like the water can still get through, sort of. I might collect some
It's a tall ask, but you could do that, or you can get a net from somewhere. Like you probably have one at the station or something like that, like a trawling type of net.
Oh.
Or you could set up a dam like that. It's your call.
Could try.
Yeah, sure. Takes you a little bit of time moving these pretty larger rocks. Like I said, this is a creek that you could probably jump across. But you're probably about maybe like halfway done when Sergeant comes over.
Are you in the water?
Almost kind of straddling it, trying to.
Yeah.
I don't want to get my boots in the water, but it happens. It's going to happen when I'm doing this. And as I'm doing it, I'm going to step in the water anyway. Kind of feeling my feet around, to be honest.
It's cold.
Yeah. See if anything comes up. Can I maybe search it?
If I remember last session, we did have a search
the
set.
river. Okay.
But that was in the surrounding area. I'll allow you to search for like in the creek bed.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's an 89 on a... It's not going to hit, but a 40.
Nothing. Not even like trash.
Gotta change my stuff if I missed on anything.
Yes.
When I walk up to John Rivera, what's he doing while he's setting this dam up?
Trying to stay warm.
Okay, I gotcha. I'll walk up to him and I'll say, John, if you how about you go in there? What's your coworker's name, by the way?
Him? Oh, that's Max.
Oh, okay, Max.
His name is Max.
Max. All right. John, why don't you go back over with Max? You can keep warm and just stay in there. If we have any questions, we'll come over to you.
All right. If I can be any more help, just give me a holler.
Thanks very much, John.
Gives you a nod and walks away.
He saw me kind of building this dam, correct?
Yeah, and he didn't help.
Okay, no, I understand he didn't help, but he acknowledges that it's there. So if he's doing another river check, maybe he'll look in it.
Okay.
Oh, and actually, as he's walking away, I'll turn and I'll say, "Hey, John." And I point over to O'Connor, just feet in freezing on January 2nd, just freezing water, and I say, "Are you okay if he's doing this right now?"
Yeah, no, it's fine. I can keep this area kind of closed up too if you want.
Yeah, if you could, I'd appreciate it. But no worries, you can wait till we leave. We have an officer on patrol right now, so.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. And I walk over to O'Connor and I'm like, "What's going on over here?"
You got me thinking. Anything coming out of that lake? Maybe there's more. Maybe there's more coming downstream. I also thought maybe we search areas where it came from. First area that I could think of is the old cemetery up the creek. Maybe we head that way on our way back.
Sure, I like it. I'm down for it.
See if they saw anything.
Sounds good.
Okay. You guys are waiting for the coroner to come?
Yes.
Yeah.
And jumping back over to our other set of detectives, you guys are making your way to the police station. Comes up in the distance, pull in, and Mark is still in the back seat.
I get out of the car, open up the back door, take him out, and
Yeah.
start walking in.
Okay.
To the station.
Walking in. So the officer kind of at the reception desk kind of looks up. It says, "Booking?"
We want to ask him a few questions first.
And he nods and kind of like motions over to the interrogation rooms.
Come on in.
Kind of walk him over. These interrogation rooms are set up pretty much like your classic interrogation room. Two-way or one-way mirror, intercom, cold metal table with like the little loop to put the handcuffs through. 2 chairs.
I put him in there, handcuff loop and everything. And
And he's kind of quiet the whole time.
Jerry, can you go get this fella a couple cups of water or something? Gotta sober him up.
I go.
It's just you and Mark in this room.
You ever had any trouble with the law before, son?
He looks up and he goes, No.
How about those friends of yours? You ever get any trouble?
I think Danny got in trouble once, but it wasn't anything serious.
What was he doing?
Graffiti, I think.
Graffiti. What was he writing? You remember?
No, this was a couple years ago.
What, on a school or something?
Something like that.
Alright, well, he'll be back in here with your drinks. Sooner or later. And then we're gonna have you sober up a little bit. We'll come in and ask some questions in a couple minutes.
Okay.
You sit tight.
Okay. You walk out?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna make my way to wherever you're at. Just say, bring him in there. Keep him cozy. Shut the door. We'll leave him in there a couple hours.
Do we have like he's going to the body's going to the morgue?
Yeah, so the body's on the way to the morgue. You'd probably want to check in with the lieutenant, and then get in contact with the coroner. Who
I say, do we have like any
there's
information?
multiple
on it?
coroners, so it's not like they're busy. Yeah, I mean where the
By
morgue
now?
is by now. Maybe
Do they know how he died by now? Basically.
You are not sure. You would have to check.
Okay.
Which would be just placing a phone call to the morgue.
I'd like to do that.
So he said get a couple of cups of water. So I imagine you just walking around with like 3 cups.
No,
of
I
water.
went to call first.
You went to call first.
Yeah.
So you walk up to the rotary phone, place a call, and for the sake of brevity, you get the information that the coroner is actually working on the body now.
Okay. I get the water and I bring it back. Then, are you coming with me?
Oh no.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I want to just go in there with water.
Mhm.
I sit down with him.
You're gonna talk to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
When
You didn't want to?
when I passed you in the hallway, I said, go bring him some water, and then let
Okay,
him
yeah,
sit in
yeah.
there for a while.
I'm gonna
him
bring
sober
him
up a
2
little bit.
I'm gonna give him 2 cups. Place it down.
Okay.
Say nothing and walk out. Then.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go back up to you.
You guys are looking through the glass, and he's like, his hands are kind of still bound, but he like tries to
Yeah.
cock his hand and reach for
The
the
glass
cup.
that they can't see us.
And and he like leans down to try and get the water, and his hands are still bound.
Alright.
He drinks it.
I'm gonna take out a smoke. Hand you one.
Thank you kindly.
Light you up. Take a big rag. How do you think we tell him?
Well, I think first things first. Gonna have to talk to the lieutenant about this one. Whole different ball game dealing with a minor.
Yeah, definitely. Do we have a computer or anything around at this point?
Well, you have a computer that is basically set up to, the FBI database for missing persons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's, think of like the oldest
But
computer.
I couldn't figure out his family or anything like that.
No.
All right.
But we would have, like, say, records
Yeah, do I have
on
records
people
on
that
his
live in the town.
His
Yes.
name?
Okay.
Yeah.
You would.
If I can,
That's
on site,
physical records. Yeah,
like in the police station, not
yes,
like in.
you would have to go through filing cabinets.
Okay.
Would that take a really long time?
Not a really long time, because you're probably
How long
good,
we
probably
talking?
good at it. 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, yeah. Can I look through some files?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to figure out who the parents are, pretty much, and then just.
Find out. While you're looking for that, see if you can find out what school this boy went to,
Yeah. All right.
and let me know. I'm gonna run some background checks on any of these nefarious kids that may be his age.
All right.
Okay. So you start going through the records. Lot of Nicholsons in Linwood Falls, but there's only a couple of Mark Nicholsons. There's actually two, and they are related. One is older, one is younger. The Mark Nicholson that you believe to be your suspect here, he is 16 years old. His father is Mark Nicholson Sr. His mother is Jolene Nicholson, and he goes to Linwood Falls High School. There's two high schools in Linwood Falls. One is public, one is private. And this is the public one. The private one is St. Bernard's.
All right. I want to go find Ray and give him that information
Mhm.
and see what he's up to.
Of course, it's a public school guy. You said he's 16, right? So he's about a sophomore or junior. Well, all right. I'll go run some background checks, see if we got any trouble going wrong that age, any risky business going down, legal drinking, smoking,
Yeah.
partying, stuff like that.
I'll call Glenn. I call him Glenn when I'm not talking to him.
I like it.
That's sick.
Yeah, get a hold of Glenn whenever he wants to talk.
Ray does too. The whole partnership. We all
Yeah.
call him Glenn when we're not talking to him.
Get a hold of Glenn. Whenever he wants to talk to you, let me know. I'll talk to him too.
Yeah. I want to ring that phone.
Well, I mean, you're in the building that he's in.
Oh.
And
It's
then
just
I
down
go,
the stairs.
and I want to go as he's doing this, try and search for, like red flags,
In that
like
age group.
Yeah, like high school males, like any recent
In the
activity.
last year, 2 years.
Like school year, right? So like half the year.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Easy enough to get cracking on that. You're making your way towards Glenn's office. Make the so like I said last session, the violent crimes unit is basically like the basement of the police department. So you make your way down those steps into the office there. Ceiling fan is still going, determined, and the lieutenant's door is open, and he kind of sees you walk in, looks at you. Progress.
Well, Lieutenant, yeah, but it's minor.
Minor progress.
No. Suspect's a minor.
Oh,
16 years old.
fuck.
At a bar with a fake. Got in a fight. Presumably accidentally killed somebody. Victim, Bobby Tillman. Dead. He's at the corner now.
Okay. I gotta get in contact with the DA and see if he wants to try him as an adult then. What does the kid seem like?
I mean, he's nervous. You know, he doesn't seem like a kid that would do anything like this. It doesn't seem like he meant to do it.
Seems like an accident.
It does, but you never know.
All right, keep working on it. Talk to him. You contact his parents yet?
Did not, but I do have the names, so.
All right. See if you can give him a phone call. They can come down to the station. You guys want to interview him now?
Yeah, we're letting him sober up. He was at the bar, so
Okay. Yeah.
give him a little bit of time.
Give him a little bit of time. All right. Here's what I would say. I'd say wait for the coroner report, then call the parents, then talk to them.
All right, copy.
Okay. And he reaches for his phone, presumably to call the district attorney.
I don't want to call the coroner because I just called them. But that's what he said to get a hold of first.
I was searching for.
Yes,
any
those
red
records.
flags.
It's a lot of general stuff. Busts for possession of marijuana, busts for underage drinking, busts for, like breaking curfew and stuff like that. Nothing crazy, no like gang activity or anything like that. That the youth over the last 8 months, 99% of those books are for partying stuff. And a lot of them get off after spending the night in the cell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Obviously, this case is an outlier.
Yeah.
How far is the coroner?
It's on the other side of town.
Far as fuck.
I mean, with traffic,
Okay. I would assume I got their names. I have their addresses. Parents.
Yes.
How close?
A couple blocks away, because he said he walked to the bar. So that
I'm gonna go
that makes
to
sense.
Ray. I imagine I just walk up to you, like going through records. I'm gonna go talk to the parents, and then I guess by the time I get back, we can talk to them.
You gonna go to their house and get them?
The parents?
Yeah.
Knock on that door.
That's what you want to do. You take your car. I ain't going with you.
I'm gonna go in my car. I'll be
So
back. It'll
say.
be quick.
I ain't
I'm
finding
gonna
too
take
much.
it easy on them. I'm gonna tell them basically he's in the drunk tank.
All right, it's not a bad idea. I'm not
But-
finding too much in these files on any high school kids.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk to them.
Something about this bar ain't feel right. Go ahead, get the parents. I'll be here.
Okay, so Detective Flores, you make your way back to your car to drive to the presumable parents of Mark Nicholson. You're still, on the ass end of going through the records there, right?
Yeah.
We'll jump back to Sergeant McNeil and Detective O'Connor. You guys are waiting for the coroner to show up, and eventually he does. You've interacted with several different coroners in Linwood Falls. This one walks up, and we'll say for the sake of brevity, he goes through, looks over the body, spends a little bit of time, and he looks up at you guys and says, I don't think we can move this body.
Why's that?
The decomposition here and the damage from it being in the water, it's not going to be intact when I bring it back to the morgue here.
Is there anything you can find out by looking at it here?
Yeah, I can cut it up here if you want.
I think that's what we gotta do.
Okay, all right, just give me a little bit of time, all right?
Alright, and your name?
My name?
Do I know this guy? What's his wife's name?
Phone number?
See,
It's his mistress's name.
what's crazy is every single time that we play this tabletop stuff, I always have a little list of names right here. And I know you guys have seen it where it's like that yellow paper that hangs there and it's just a list of random names. So I can just look up and be like, oh, that's fucking Davy Jones.
Davy Jones.
Yeah, you've interacted with this coroner before. His name's David.
David. Okay.
David Jones.
David. That's amazing.
Come on.
He's relatively new to being, coroner / medical
Okay.
examiner, but
Seen him a couple times, maybe.
yeah,
Okay.
strictly in a professional sense.
Yeah. Do I trust his ability to handle this right now, or as a sergeant, could I just be like, no, get the other guy to do this?
No, you trust him.
Okay.
He's not going to do a hack job.
Okay.
But he begins the field autopsy. So you guys watch as he makes that zipper cut down the chest, exposing the chest cavity, opens it up, and he's got all his tools there, the forceps to keep it open and stuff like that. But before he goes into that, he looks over the body and the different cuts and stuff like that. He's got a little, microscope that he brought as well. just because you made it clear to the lieutenant that it's probably going to have to be a field autopsy. You could have guessed that this body probably wasn't going to be able to move. But he goes through, and he's also writing notes pretty meticulously as he goes through the motions. But watching an autopsy, I would request that the two of you please roll sanity for me.
All right.
No.
61 on a 59.
17 on a 59.
McNeil, you're going to lose 1 point of sanity. O'Connor, you're good.
All right.
Probably about 30, 45 minutes pass, and the smell is starting to really start to make itself known. Oh, it's a horrible smell. Imagine dead fish that's been sitting on a dock for like days.
Have I ever walked into a scene like this and smelled something similar?
I would say, especially because Linwood Falls it's Linwood Falls. There's a lot of moving water in here. Bodies pulled out of rivers, lakes, creeks, even the ocean, they have this particular smell about them, especially on the inside. So yeah, most deaths where the corpse has been in water for a particular amount of time definitely has a particularly pungent smell about it. But he proceeds with the autopsy, and probably about an hour goes by, and he looks like he's finished and looks up at you guys. All right, so a couple of things. First of all, he's young. I would put the age somewhere between 7 to 12 years old.
7 to 12?
Yeah. Which is striking to you two, because if you were to look at this torso, it looks like a teenager, right? But the rate of decomposition and the swelling of the body, it's situations like this, the corpses tend to look older than they actually are. He's a kid. Serration marks around the lower neck, the wrist, even the bottom of the torso, indicative of saw marks. He was cut up, not by the rocks. I would be wagering to guess, and I know that this is more your area of expertise, but there's more pieces out in this creek somewhere. Cause of death, I mean, his lungs aren't filled with liquid, so he was obviously dead before he went in the water. It's not drowning. At this point, it's tough to give you a cause of death. Blood loss, hemorrhaging. I mean, I'd need to look at the rest of the body to really piece it together, but also, he's been out here for probably about 3 or 4 weeks. There's a couple cuts on the corpse itself, so I imagine this isn't the first time he got caught on something coming down this creek. And he looks, worried. I mean, obviously, this is a fucked up situation, but he looks, visibly distressed.
Is there a distinction between how long he has been dead and how long he has been in the water?
Well, I would assume that 3 to 4 week mark was how long he's been in the water. To be able to tell past that, it would be a little tough, but maybe 3 or 4 days before he was dumped.
David, you ever deal with something like this before?
Yes and no. It's the first time I've seen a kid dumped like this.
Is there any discernible cut marks that could match a certain blade, certain saw?
Yeah, so I'd be willing to say, just based on me looking at these marks, even with the decomposition, it's a saw of some sort, and I would lean more towards it probably being an electric saw. The teeth aren't super fine. Maybe a wood cutting blade, something like that.
Do we have a camera with us?
Polaroid, yeah.
Would you be able to take pictures of these marks for us?
Yeah, absolutely. You hand him the camera and he starts going around the body taking pictures.
And what was it? The body kind of sat for 3 or 4 days before it was thrown in the water? Was that
If he was guessing.
if he was guessing?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have sat more than that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it could have just been dumped right away.
Cool.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's the insinuation. That if the body wasn't dumped right away, it wasn't held for more than 3 or 4 days. When I head back, I'll write up a full report for you.
Does he have a body bag with him?
For the audio listeners, I'm shaking my head.
Do we?
You do, but and this situation is kind of weird, where you guys are kind of standing around waiting, because you get the feeling that he doesn't know whether or not he should take this back, what to do with it, where to keep it. It's probably at your guys' discretion if you guys want to take it and put it on ice in the morgue, or...
David, you'll be taking this body, I assume.
If you think it'll help in the future.
There's a presumable family out there that I believe should make this decision over us. Shouldn't leave it here.
I'm not going to leave it here. I just want to make sure it's clear that if the second I put this in the body bag, put it in my truck, it's going to turn to soup.
I trust your soup better than ours, David.
Dude, what the...
Is there any experience that Roy has that would be able to better discern, like, the best route for this body? Course of action, I should say.
I mean, this is a new one for Roy.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say.
Okay.
With no easy way to identify this body, unless there is a single missing child in Linwood or something like that. The body doesn't really help you much in this investigation. The pictures do, absolutely. But it's tough. It's your call.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get a... I mean, I know you said the body was, like, kind of green. Was he able to get any type of race on this kid?
Do you ask him that?
Yeah.
Caucasian.
Okay.
I think it's best if we try to keep this body in some kind of shape.
What I think that this... I mean, besides a family, maybe being able to put something to rest, would I think that this has any use to us after this?
Depending on the state of the body, once it is put on ice in the morgue, maybe if there's other pieces of the body to be able to, like, match them up or something like that, maybe that's a long shot, because this body's not going to be in good shape.
Do you want to give him a hand?
Yeah. Turn to David. Are you going to the morgue?
Yeah. I got to write this report.
You mind if you just give the morgue a call and ask to send over another guy to bring some kind of portable package?
Oh, I got it. I got one in my car.
Oh, great.
In the truck.
Okay. Gonna put it on you then, David. We could bring some ice for you. Make this as easy as possible. Any requests?
Nah, sir, just my job. And he starts walking back to his truck.
I know you said that it was like 8-9 minutes probably for me to go get the for him to go to any type of civilization.
Well, to the parking lot.
Would I be able to find this location pretty easily if I came back here, or should I like mark it
No,
down?
you know it.
Okay.
Yeah, you know it. Because it's off the main trail, and then there's like the first side trail, and it's only a couple.
I'm assuming we know this town pretty well. Is there like people here usually, like around
In the
this spot?
daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like, a couple people walking around. Weekends, obviously more.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
And David comes back with the requisitioned body bag, places it down, grabs the top half, and gives a sad, sad look to you, Roy. Motions towards the bottom half.
Roy gulps. And he walks towards...
I'm gonna step in and give him a hand with this part.
You're gonna give him a hand?
Dude, David's in his head is like, fuck this guy, man.
as you like take a step up, I take a step back, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I'll do it.
You'll do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Place your hands on the cold, mushy...
Gloves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. David's wearing gloves too.
Okay.
We're not raw dogging this shit.
Yeah, I hope so.
Put your hands, I mean, you can still feel it. Cold, squishy, and the motion is very, very quick. It has to be very, very quick of up, over, down. But in those split seconds, you feel your hands press in way farther than they should. Maybe you pierced skin, you're not sure, but just the movement of being able to manipulate the flesh while the bones still stay in place, it is discomforting, to say the least. And I'm being graphic on purpose because this is sanity here. So please roll sanity for me.
92 on a 59. 92 on a 59.
I actually get to roll a real die.
Oh, we're gonna make the corner lose sanity too.
He's good. You're gonna lose 2 points of sanity.
Let's fucking go.
You still wish you were on this call now?
No, I like mine.
We've lost combined 5.
I think we're doing all right.
It's a rough case. It's
Yeah.
a rough
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
And I mean, even you guys with the experience that you have, you know this one is not only is it shitty now, not a lot of leads.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of disheartening too.
Yeah. I don't disagree with any of the sanity rolls.
With a sweet sound of a zipper zipping. It's closed up, and David makes his way towards the head of the body bag, and then still locking eyes with you towards the feet.
I'm gonna turn to Roy. Look at the other corner of the bag at least.
Alex talking here. I witnessed you when we see the body just kneel down and just hands on the corpse. All right. Roy though was like, all right, fine. Walks over.
And for the sake of not beating a dead horse, the walk back to the coroner's truck is horrible. Carrying imagine, let's see how fucked up I can get. Let's see how fucking horrible I can get. Give me a second. Let me let this one stew. Imagine carrying, you know those like tarp IKEA bags? Mm-hmm. Imagine carrying one of those with a buddy, and it's full of meat that is slowly turning into water.
Waterbed.
The first couple of steps are good, and it's fine, and just slowly you can tell that you are fucking ecstatic that this body bag is opaque, because if you could see into this, it would be horrible. The body's getting mangled. The body's getting ripped to shreds just through pure kinetic energy and gravity, but eventually you get it into the coroner's truck.
Does it make any sounds? Like
roll luck for me, Jerry. Oh yeah.
I'm not even here.
roll luck.
This is bullshit.
Roll luck for Joe to make this sound.
I can't make this up.
What is it?
A 51 on a 50.
Luckily enough, there are no sounds, mostly because of the crunching of.
I gotta go down now.
Wait.
No.
Lucky
You unless you want to re-roll it.
Oh,
Do you want to re-roll for the sound? Wait, he lost? Oh, wait, if he was lucky, you would have given him a sound.
Yes. But eventually you get the body bag into the coroner's truck. Closes up the back doors and looks at you guys. So I'll put this on ice. I'll take it back, look at it. I'll give you a report on how it held up on the walk and the eventual drive to the morgue. I'll write up a report and send it over to just what I found here tonight.
Sounds good. You're a good man, David. Appreciate it.
And he nods, gets in his truck. The officer who was reported on the scene, Officer Gaines, is still there, and he kind of watches you guys walk out with the bag. Walks up to you guys.
Gaines, all right, scene's clear. How about we get you to just do one more, just scope throughout the entire park, as much as you can. What time is it?
At this point, it's probably nearing 11:30, 11:45.
Okay, so we got plenty of time. Like, he has plenty of time to check this park out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Gaines, why don't we just have you just do one scope throughout the whole park?
Call for backup.
Yeah, get one guy over here.
Okay.
One extra.
And you want me to do anything with the witness?
Yeah, how about you go over to them, tell them they're free to go about whatever they want to do. If they just want to close the park and leave, you got to stay, but they can do whatever they want.
Okay. All right, sounds good, Sarge.
Walk away.
Okay. And he walks down the trail.
We didn't leave anything, no mess really at the scene.
No, not for the most part.
Okay.
Just that tarp that was originally Officer Gaines and the construction light that was there.
Okay. Yeah, so we assume he's gonna pick that up. While he
Yeah.
leaves,
Yeah.
How's my dam?
Did you finish it while waiting for the?
I think so.
Waiting for the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's kind of set up in a way that would collect any larger debris.
Nice. Get in the car. Or are you getting in the car? All right. Get in the car, start her up, and LFVCU, this is Sergeant McNeil. 1072 confirmed, headed back to station. Over.
And you get a confirmation back from dispatch.
Cool. Drive back.
So, as that event unfolds, Detective Flores, you are making your way towards the residence of A1 Mark Nicholson Sr.
Time is it?
At this point, it's probably around 11.
Okay.
Making your way over there, through the streets, come up to a set of like row homes almost, but more like packed a little bit closer together. But you make your way to the address that you believe to be their residence.
Try to make this quick and walk up.
Mm-hmm.
Couple knocks on the door. Does it look like... Are there lights on and stuff?
No.
Okay. Couple knocks on the door.
A few moments pass, nothing.
Couple more knocks.
Another few moments.
Is there a doorbell?
Yep.
Hit it.
Dang it. How quickly are you waiting? Or like
Not too bad.
Is Jerry
Not
the
yet,
type
at
of dude
least.
to just like knock 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 knock?
No,
knock, knock, knock,
no,
ding, ding, ding.
no.
The doorbell seems to get attention. You hear some shuffling from beyond the door.
Okay.
The door opens. It's an older-ish looking guy, maybe like mid-40s, wearing like a wife beater, tighty whities, bathrobe. What?
King.
Mark Nicholson?
What?
Your son, Mark Nicholson?
Yes.
All right. My name's Detective Jerry Flores. Just want to let you know.
He kind of like relaxes. And like,
Listen, I'm just here to let you know that we had to take your son in tonight. He got in a fight at a bar.
Mark's in his room,
Can you bring him down here, please?
and he walks back. A couple minutes pass, and he comes back fully dressed
With Mark.
No, nobody can tell. And he says, "He's at the station.
Yeah.
You take me to him. What happened?"
Can't take you to him. He's gonna have to spend the night.
Well, I at least got to talk to him. Let me talk to him.
Is there like a payphone or something I can use to let him call? Can he call from the house?
He could.
Okay. Is that something a cop would do? Take him back?
Probably. It's a minor, so this is a different
Yeah. you're right.
game.
All right, I can escort him back.
So he's like, he goes back to grab his keys and he comes back.
Yeah. This wasn't an ordinary fight. This is what we like to call a fight gone wrong.
Is he hurt?
He's not, but he hurt somebody very bad. Still waiting on the news. I don't know how bad that is, but
Is he in trouble?
could be.
God. Fuck. Okay. All right.
Get in my car, start going.
Mm-hmm. And he's following behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're finished, Ray, going through those records. Is there anything else that you wanted to do?
Yeah, when I'm finished, I just when I'm going back to my desk, whatever, or go to get another cup of coffee and wait for him to get back, I want to swing by the lieutenant's office. Just kind of, is his door open?
Yes.
Okay. Just kind of swing by. Lieutenant, good evening. How are you?
I am.
Been better, huh?
Yes, I've been better. And he does look frazzled. So you're working that case with Flores, right?
Yeah, it looks pretty rough.
Yeah, I just got off the phone with the DA. I don't know yet whether or not they want to try him as an adult, but it is looking like they're not. It's early in the year. They're not trying to make big cases, so I might get shipped off to juvie or something.
Well, prosecutor, he can do whatever he wants, but I'm a detective. I'm going to figure this thing out.
You think there's more to it than just a fight?
To be frank, sir. Hell yeah.
Fireworks go off behind you and a bald eagle flies overhead. You're goddamn right.
You're
boy.
goddamn right.
Well,
What's not adding up?
I mean, for starters, how those kids getting drinks at the bar anyways? I think we got to look into this bar a little bit. I go down there a lot. I thought Newton was an honest guy, but everyone's hiding something.
Well, I mean, honest guy's still got to make a buck every once in a while.
Ain't that the truth?
You think he's nefarious in this underage drinking?
I ain't gonna peg anything on him, but I'm thinking we should send someone down there. Maybe someone new, someone a little green in the ears, a little undercover action. Sit around there in the day, in the evening, see if we got any characters walking in there.
All right, I get a younger guy from investigation to go down there.
I like that. It's a good start. It's gonna take a little digging though.
All right, I'll send him over. I'll send him over tomorrow, probably around like 2 o'clock. Have him stay until probably around 5, and then he can give you a report when you come in for your shift tomorrow.
Sounds good to me. I'll probably swing by there, do a little peruse and investigating myself after my shift.
Hey man, whatever you want to do off the clock is your business, but you have no obligation to do that.
And you don't have to tell me what I do with my off time.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, keep me updated.
Am I able to radio to my partner? Like while I'm driving?
You probably have a radio in the car that just is
there's
going on in the office, right?
Yeah, it would be connecting to dispatch. So like there's like the dispatcher. You actually know her. Her name is Colleen.
Colleen.
Yeah, so you would talk to dispatch about that and like, hey, can you connect me? Can you get a hold of?
Yeah, I want to do that
so-and-so?
real quick.
Yeah, so it's easy enough to get a hold of Detective Hoyt. And you kind of, someone comes down and says that the radio's for you, and there's a couple radios that are spread around, so she can just switch the channels and send you over to that. So you got a direct line to Detective Hoyt right now.
All right. Hoyt, I am currently escorting Mark's father, Mark Sr., back to the office in order to let him communicate with his son. He wants to talk to him. Before I get back, are you able to run a couple records on our victim, Bobby Tillman? Figure out what's up with him? Anything?
Sure thing. How many minutes out are you? 5, 10?
Like 5.
I'll see what I can do.
Copy.
All right, so I go over to the filing cabinet and look for Bobby Tillman.
Okay. You start that little investigation.
Yes.
No, I said that was a statement. I'm sorry. I'm writing some notes. Few minutes pass. 5 minutes pass. Bobby Tillman is a easy file to find, and very, very, almost. I don't want to say sad, but no kids. Parents are dead. Best you can guess, lives alone. No history with the law. Default man 6.
Okay. That's weird.
Can I get his address?
His address is 1620 Walnut Street.
Okay.
I'm gonna question this boy.
So as
You're back.
I'm back.
you walk into you kind of pull into the parking lot and kind of like roll down your window and point to where Mark Sr. should park. And he parks. He's like waiting for you as you get out of your car.
Yeah, so he can't come into the interrogation room, right? Or is it like that at this point because he's a minor?
It's
like,
weird.
How involved is his dad going to be in this?
Like,
because I don't know. I don't know how that shit works.
Basically, I feel like at this point in history, like, there's protocols for this, but it's really however you want to play it. Whatever you want to do is, you know, you're part of the violent crimes unit. You can kind of do whatever you pretty much want.
I want
at least when it comes to these interrogations.
I want to let his dad in.
Okay. All right. You make your way in, and he like has to check in, and like so he's doing the check-in stuff. The lieutenant actually comes up. Detective Hoyt, you finish your record searching. You kind of make your way back to that main area, and the lieutenant looks at both of you while Mark Sr. is like checking in and says, "Can I speak to you too?"
Yes, sir.
And he walks down the steps into the violent crimes unit. Report from the coroner. And he's holding like a manila folder in his hand. Your Vic died from a heart attack. He had a pulmonary disorder. And whoever is closer hands the paper off.
Just got a little too riled up in a fight. Couldn't take it.
He only took one punch.
I don't feel
Did he
right.
have a heart attack after getting knocked out? Did they say anything about that, Lieutenant? Was there no head damage at all?
Well, the report's right in front of you. Do you
Yes,
read
sir,
through the
fuck,
report?
yes,
So, basically what the report says, the gist of the report is that this guy had lung pulmonary issues, and he basically died of essentially what they're calling cardiac arrest. Not only that, but the coroner's report states that pulmonary disease was so advanced to the point that he only had a couple months to live. The exact notes is black lungs like tar.
The coroner run a toxicology report.
They're doing it now. It's going to take a little bit longer, but
I want those reports when they're done with.
okay.
Do we walk away from the Lieutenant?
Do you choose to?
I would like to, with
Okay.
Ray.
Do you keep the report?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been, what time is it now? Like 11:30?
Yeah, 11:30.
Ready to talk to this kid?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, he's a minor. We got to have Dad in while this happens. But that's just another brain we can pick. You know what I mean?
All right. It's whatever you say. I'm following you on this one.
All right.
So Mark Sr. is waiting by the still in that lobby area as you
I
guys
also
come back out.
I also want to say to Ray,
You guys are probably having this conversation like on the stairs,
Yeah.
walking up slowly.
what can we even, like, is it even his fault?
Well, it's for a court of law to prove.
They're not gonna want to convict him.
I don't know if we can hold him here. Could probably put him on house arrest. I'm not exactly sure what the protocol says for this one, but the DA is going to want to look at this one and evaluate whether he wants to prosecute this or not. So I say we just put him on house arrest, give him a slap on the wrist for now. And
Yeah, that's about all we can do.
from the looks of his dad making his kids sneak out just to get a couple drinks in, I'm thinking it's a strict enough household where that'll shake him enough.
All right, let's see what we can do. Walk over to Dad.
Yep.
All right, he's in here. Start walking with him.
Mm-hmm.
Let him in.
Door opens and Mark immediately looks up, sees his dad, and doesn't look like scared, like he's in trouble. Like he looks relieved to see his father. The dad sits up and doesn't say anything to him.
Does he seem angry or upset?
The dad?
Yeah.
He seems concerned. Roll human intelligence.
70 on 60.
I mean, you can try and guess. You know that this is his only son, and you know that he heard he got in a bar fight, and the first thing that he asked was, "Is he okay?"
Yeah.
So,
I guess we just sit down. All right. There's no easy way to say this, but victim passed away. He's no longer with us. I said that to Mark.
He looks like his eyes kind of wash over. Just kind of stares at the table. His dad looks more composed, but not panicked, but super, super concerned. What does this mean for Mark?
Don't panic on it. I just need you guys to answer a couple questions, especially you, Mark. I need you to be completely honest. You weren't completely honest when we were sitting on the sidewalk. I need you to be completely honest with me so we can help you here. Where did you punch Bobby? Well, how exactly did it go down?
Just this long, drawn silence. And then he looks up. What? What?
He's dead.
Looks back at the table. I walked up to him. I said some things. He stood up. He pushed me. And I punched him in the chest. And it wasn't hard. I wasn't trying to hurt him. Well, and then he gets quiet again, looks back at the table.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to kill him.
I believe you. Look, he had underlying health issues. It really isn't your fault, Mark. He had basically black lungs. You punched him in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're young. What happens to you isn't my decision. It's not Ray's decision either, but just telling you the facts. Is there anything else you can tell me? Did you ever have a relationship with Bobby or anything?
No, I didn't even know him.
I look at his dad. Anything?
Dad shakes his head.
Mark, you and your buddies, you like drinking on the weekends? Hey, no shame. Who cares if you're 16? I did it when I was 14.
Yeah, I guess.
So,
It's just something to do.
is the Calvary Club your spot?
No, that was the first time I've been there.
How'd you guys get put onto that?
Somebody said that the bartender doesn't look too hard at fake IDs.
Who told you that?
Some kid at school. I don't remember. Someone said that someone said it.
Do a lot of kids from school go to this bar?
Looks like he's trying hard to think and process what you're saying, and it looks like he's working on a train of thought and then kind of phases out and then comes back in. And what?
I get up and leave.
I'm just like sitting in there, just like. Does he really look shook to me?
Roll human intelligence.
Fucking 96.
He looks like a scared kid who just found out that he killed
Dad's
somebody.
not concerned? Like, he doesn't.
Dad is
He's
concerned.
not asking me questions.
But he seems like the dad right now seems like he is just like when you say something, he looks at you. When Mark says something, he looks at Mark.
Okay.
Just kind of like waiting for this like process to go through.
Yeah.
When I leave the room, just knowing, I don't know, police procedure, am I able to go get some type of form somewhere to like commence like a house arrest type of deal?
Yeah, I mean that would just be going through the process of talking to the lieutenant and being like, here's kind of how we want to proceed, and then he has to check with the district attorney if like that's
Okay,
about
so it's more
on-
than... Right.
Yeah. I mean, since he's a minor, it is your call right now whether or not you want to detain him. Because basically all you can do is either keep him here or let him go. And if you let him go, then you can put something on him later. But right here, right now, it's Is he spending the night? Is he staying detained, or is he going home?
I think Jerry wants to let him go.
Yes, so I want to go to the lieutenant as I walk out and decide the conversation. I want to tell him I think we should put him on house arrest. Long story short.
Okay. And the and lieutenant says, "Yeah, I mean that goes with pretty much what the DA was saying. You know, I mean, house arrest. I don't know how much we can get that going, but just keeping an eye on him. Maybe juvenile probation, something like that."
Yeah, we'll be calling him back in soon. I don't want to charge him. I think he's just getting caught up in the wrong shit, but something's up there. He's not spilling the beans, I can tell.
We'll keep the case open for a little bit. Keep an eye on him, too.
All right.
Have an officer escort him home now, or do you want to...
We'll wait till Detective Flores is done in there with him, and then I'll brief his dad. He can get going.
Okay. Detective Flores, anything else that you want to ask Mark Sr. here, or Mark Jr.?
Where'd your friends go?
Once that guy hit the ground, we all tried to run, but the bartender grabbed me. Make sure that I stayed here. Stayed at the bar.
I look at Dad. You know that he's going out to bars?
No, I did not. I guess it's on me to try and keep an eye on him like this. I didn't think that... And then he realizes that he's talking to you, and then he looks at Mark. I didn't think that you were the type of kid to do something like this. Alright, I raised you better than this. What the fuck are you doing? Sneaking out at night. And Mark is just completely silent.
I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna try to get you out of here and let me go talk to my partner. I'm just gonna get out of there.
As you're walking out, like, you can hear, like, the father talking more to the son and, like, trying to get him to say, like, why he went out and, you know, why do you feel like you had to do this, you know, that kind of stuff. You make your way out, and Detective Hoyt is out there as well.
What do you want to do?
I got to start the paperwork right here. We're going to let him go.
Slap on the wrist, you know, just...
Well, I'm slap for now, but he's going to be on house arrest for a little bit.
Okay.
My name's going to be a little familiar in their household. Hopefully yours as well. We'll bring him back in for some questioning.
Mm-hmm.
He'll spill the beans sooner or later once he calms down.
You think there's something else?
Absolutely.
What's got you thinking that? Is it about the bartender? The bartender held him. Why would... You know what I mean? He held him for us.
I don't think he's got nothing to do with it. The kid. He just got caught up in this madness, but there's a reason Newton's serving underage kids. That's a quick buck he's got to make, but to be down on your luck and just doing that for a couple extra bucks, there's something seems fishy.
It's the 70s, man. Everyone's drinking. You know, he's trying to make a couple bucks, you know. I don't know.
Well, I got some information on our victim, his place of residence. We'll see if he's got anything about him.
Yeah, let's go check that out.
You never know who could be lured into the wrong place at the right time. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I'm gonna go in there, get Mark and Mark on out of here.
All right, let's get this kid out of the interrogation room. It looks like he's gonna shit himself.
Bet your ass.
So you guys go through the motions of basically letting Mark loose, cutting him loose, explaining the whole situation to his father, and like, here's how we're gonna proceed. Probably gonna be some sort of house arrest type situation for him, and getting an officer to essentially escort him home.
Mm-hmm. Before they leave, I want to pull Mark Sr. aside. Which I want to say to him, listen, you seem like you got a pretty tight rein on your kid, and I'm no parent myself, but the tightest leash always makes for the most rebellious kids. That's if I've learned anything from being a cop in the suburbs. Maybe let your kids drink at your house. Have him have his boys over once in a while, rather than letting loose on the town, killing someone. All right?
Killing someone, just like...
He acknowledges what you say, without consenting or condemning. He acknowledges it, and then they make their way out with an officer escorting them. So before we get to whatever you guys are gonna do next, whether it's going to the victim's house We'll jump back to our other friends. Coroner drives off. Instructions are given to Officer Gaines. Where are you guys heading?
I'm just driving. I presume back to the station.
I think the first place to start is going through any missing kids, fit our description, fit the area, but between you and me, I'm not going to knock on the doors of every parent and give them some kind of hope or end to their suffering without finding something. Maybe go around. Last place the kid was seen. Around the river. Around the lake. Something that makes sense. Some kind of connection.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. How about we go back right to the station, put our heads in some books, see if we can figure anything out about any missing kids, boys. So, how you feeling about this?
Just sort of lean to you my pack of smokes with one popping out.
Slide it out.
Just smoke one. Right arm out the window.
Same with me, left arm out the window.
Out my window.
Put your right arm out.
Yeah. Street lights.
Silent car ride.
Street lights zipping by. Dispatch radio's quiet. Regular radio's probably quiet too. Just the wind kind of coming in. With 2 cases, questionable ends. That is where we're going to pick up next session.
Oh, man.
God damn.
Were electric cells common in 7?
Thanks for listening to this episode of LFVCU, a Nasty Table production.